It gets overwhelming in life. Like, things just kind of pile up sometimes. You have to, like, step back and take a breather and be reminded of some of the things that have been helpful.
And I think it's also okay, too, just to throw this in there for Christmas, if you do have so many things and you feel overwhelmed as the parent, the kid is also going to feel overwhelmed, right?
Completely.
So I think it is okay. We've done this in the past where it's like, hey, we're going to stop and take a break and let's have lunch, or let's take a step back, clean things up, and then go in for another round. But sometimes it's like, hey, for round two, we'll just take some of these away, and then you can, adjust as the day unfolds, depending on how
Everyone's tolerance.
Yes.
And energy levels.
Yes.
Welcome to Reframe and Reclaim. We are Courtney Huckabee, a psychotherapist,
and Jen Harris, an interior designer,
who have teamed up to reflect,
challenge,
and reframe your mindset in relationship with your personal belongings.
Join us as we discuss and declutter all of the stuff that keeps us stuck.
Learn to intentionally create environments with improved function and design that cultivate peace of mind. Find the reframe.
Start your reclaim.
Hey there, and welcome to another episode of Reframe and Reclaim. I'm Jen Harris.
And I'm Courtney Huckabee.
And 'tis the season of all the things. It's that time of year again.
It is.
Where kids get tons of stuff, and you then, as the parent, have to find where all these things will live in your home that has not grown, the size has not changed, but the amount of things that are in your home has not necessarily doubled, but let's be honest, there's a lot of new toys. Compounded. There you go.
Yes. I know every Christmas we ask our family, thank you, but please don't get everything.
And how does that go?
And we have everything.
Right.
We have everything. It's a good problem to have, but it's a hard problem to contain.
Yes. And I've had several Christmases where I buy things for my children, but by the time, like, I've seen how much stuff they are receiving from other family members, which, they just love them so much and want to show that love through the gift of gifts. Like, I've held back gifts for my kids and saved it for later for their birthdays, because I'm just like, they have too much. Like, they're not even going to know this gift exists because there's so many other things that are already, feeding on their attention and time.
And I have things from birthday parties that we still haven't unboxed. And birthday is not November. So we have things from birthdays literally that we have
over 6 months.
6 months at least, that have not been opened or taken out of the top of the closet or played with or touched. And it's not because we don't appreciate them. It's just we have so many other things we are occupied with and refuse to let go of or put away in the garage for storage, that I will not get more out until we have space.
And so that brings up one of the big decluttering things I do. I do this before birthdays as well as the holidays. There's a little bit bigger push. But, I always have the conversation with my kids beforehand. I'm like, hey, you're about to be getting so many nice new things, like, because everybody just wants to give you the world, And so there's a lot of things that we aren't playing with anymore, or, you're asking for things that are very similar. Are there items that we can re-gift to someone else and pass on and donate to someone else that would be enjoying and playing with these toys, instead of it sitting in your closet just wasting away, basically?
Yeah. And I love this idea of before birthdays or Christmas or, holidays where we're receiving gifts, to go through and say, let's make space for the new things coming in. But a lot of times my little boy is like, but I still play with that and I still want that. And so that's why we keep things on top of the closet and boxed. Mm-hmm. But what about after Christmas or after birthdays? Have you ever done that with your boys?
We do, but it's usually like a few weeks after or a month after, because I'll always get but I'm going to play with this, right? And so then once the new stuff comes in, I'll just touch base with them. It's a really low-key thing. It's like, hey, you remember this thing you said you were going to play with? You haven't really played with it. Are you sure you still want to keep it? And sometimes it is like, oh, yeah, I do. I'm going to play with that. I want to play with it. And then like a month later, I'll be like, hey, you remember that thing you said you're going to play with and you still haven't? And they're like, oh, yeah.
I might use it one day.
I might use it one day, right? And then they're like, no, you can get rid of it. So it's really good to have just those touch points every couple weeks. And that's really trying to teach them the kind of whole one in, one out. If you want something new, we need to get rid of something else that you're not playing with. And so teaching them not to put so much emotional value on toys. It's an item, you use it. If you're done using it, that's okay. We'll just move it on, and that way you can give your attention to the things that you really enjoy.
And I know one thing that I think has been a little bit helpful for our playroom toy situation is we will kind of put things in the garage in storage bins, and once or twice a year, we don't do this monthly, I don't have the energy or time, but like once or twice, probably twice a year at least, we will go and say, okay, it's time for us to switch out toys. Let's open up this bin. Are there any toys you want? Okay, well, how can we make space for that? And we did do that around August. And so that was really helpful because we actually got rid of a lot of things that was like a whole shelf, and we're able to bring in a chair in his playroom so he can sit, a cute little recliner that was hand-me-down from Jen's boys. We used to have it in our living room, but he never really sat in it, so we put it in his playroom, and he actually sits in it now a little bit more. He has a little table, a kitchen area, but we got rid of a lot of like blocks and like letters. He knows his letters, and we're kind of past that now. He can recognize them. He knows the sounds. So when we are in the place of these things we don't use or play anymore, then we can open those bins that are in the garage that we've kind of put away. And he's like, oh, these are fun and exciting. Let's bring these back into the playroom. And so we're able to do that. But Christmas is the hardest time because he's still interested in all of the fun toys, and then we're having a lot of cool new toys coming in.
Yes. And so one of the things that I found that works really well is whenever it comes in. So when I was a kid, it was like you would get it and then you would just like immediately take it out of the plastic, and then everything is everywhere, right? But I have found like my kids gravitate towards 2 to 3 items that they're really interested in. So I'll unbox those and I'll leave everything else in the packaging, and I may move it to another room. So that way they can really focus on these items that they're really interested in. And I can bring those out, a few days later, a week later, because, Christmas break is still going on after Christmas. So it's nice to be able to bring some new, fresh toys in, especially, they can forget about them. And just a few days later, they're like, oh yeah, I forgot I got that. Because they're all caught up with all the other things and stimulation and everything else going on. So I found that helps a lot. Toy rotation, like you said, I used to be better about doing it more frequently. But I think even twice a year is a great thing, and especially like around a new birthday coming up or new holiday, or summer break's another good time to do it, as well as when you're going back to school, just because schedules change. I always found that summertime I would bring out more things just so there was a wider variety, right? So it might be new puzzles, or maybe there's 3 puzzles instead of 1, so that way there's a little bit more to go through.
Yeah, and I'll say like we have an outdoor patio where we do a lot of outdoor play, and so at the summertime, I kind of refresh the sensory table. I refresh like the water gun pile. I refresh some fun things outside, and so it's kind of encouraging him to go outside and play more, which is fun. And then in the winter time, we have to kind of reorganize. Like we just unbox a lot of our Christmas games, and so we have some we have this little felt Christmas tree where he can decorate, so we had to move some things around so it would fit in his space, but I think it's really great to kind of bring back that novelty of something we've had before, but when you have something completely new, I think even as adults, when I'm like, I've got this new dress, and I'm like, well, but my old dress, I love my old dress. I could use that still. I might fit into it again one day. I think children have the same, kind of attachment to those things. So role modeling for me has been really good. Like in my closet, it's kind of the more challenging place because I don't like to spend a lot of money on new clothes because I like to spend money on experiences and travel. And so whenever I do go through my closet, my son sees it. He's like, I want to go do my closet. So the closets we've gotten really good at. It's the toys we need more challenge with. If I had more toys and I was role modeling that, maybe he would be better at getting rid of those toys.
But something you can do is you have a donation bin. I know you can have a location, but you could have a smaller box that's in his room. So it's like, hey, if there's something that you don't really like anymore, go ahead and drop it here. And you could model that with putting a box in your closet. Or it's like, hey, mommy's not wearing this anymore. I'm just going to drop this here.
Oh, he loves donating clothes. It's the toys.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. If you put one in his toy room.
Oh, his toy room.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that way, but you're mirroring it through your clothing. So while you're not mirroring it through toys, you can mirror it through your holiday decor. You can mirror it through your clothing.
Yeah.
So.
And we do really practice pretty frequently taking things out of our kitchen or our living room or, the guest room and putting it in the donation bin and talking about it with him. And so he likes to see us doing that. But it's a hard habit to get into. It's kind of like creating another space for a bin or a bucket or a box. But I do like the idea of just making it an everyday thing, not just for the holidays.
Yes.
But the holidays, we need it. It's like a necessity.
Well, if you think about it, the average kid plays with 12 toys.
12.
How many kids get more than 12 toys just on Christmas
at Christmas
Day? Yeah.
Just at the or a birthday. I will say, becoming a mom, I'm overwhelmed with how many toys he gets. And I'm just like, please. And I even say, don't have to bring a toy. But I know so many people want to love somebody with a gift.
Yes. But that's when you go back and check out last week's podcast about gifting experiences as opposed to things.
Yes, we always ask for an experience. But I've been to some children's birthdays where they say no gifts allowed, but you can donate to a cause. And I really like that idea, like donating to a cause of, maybe it's a children's hospital or maybe it's like a wildlife fund or, something like that can be really meaningful for us as adults, but also for kids.
And we've done that too with my son before because he's an avid reader. And so it's like, bring your favorite book, and that's like an easy way to just be like, we're getting new, literature in that he's going to enjoy, but people are also sharing the gift of like, I really enjoyed this, passing it on. So that's another good.
Yes. And so for adults, for kids, whenever they're receiving things, it's really great to practice, going through your things beforehand, maybe what we could gift to somebody who's less fortunate or how we can make space for new things. Do you have any advice for adults who, when they're getting new gifts, like how to practice that at the holiday time?
Yes. So I think it is just a lot of self-reflection and self-awareness. So like I said, with my kids, I'll check in 2 weeks later and I'll check in a month later, right? So it's like if I receive, going back to your clothing, kind of example, if I get this new dress and I hang up my dresses and I'm like, oh, I love these are so great. But then a month later, I haven't worn this dress, or I've worn this dress, and if I have a choice between this dress and my old dress, which one am I going to pick? Like, am I equally wearing both, or am I wearing one more than the other? Because the truth is, I'm going to keep going to the same one that's my new favorite or my old favorite, right?
You just struck a chord with me.
Oh, did you get goosebumps?
I was gifted a dress like over a year ago. Never worn it.
Never. Oh.
But I don't want to offend the person who gave it to me, and maybe I will wear it one day, but I think it just came to, if I won't wear it within a month.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have had plenty of opportunity to wear it.
I have.
And you have chosen not to. Good. It's not good or bad, but you've chosen not to, and why is that? Is it because there's something else you like more? Is it because you don't like the cut or the style anymore?
No, it's because I might fit into it.
So it's an aspirational item.
It was given to me, and somebody was very kind and thought that I was a smaller size than I am. And then I am not that size. I'm like, but I could be. I might be able to be. And so, but what am I doing to get to that aspirational dress?
Well, I think you also have to think if it is an aspirational item, because I've been there, done that. Still doing it with some items, but it's when would I realistically be able to fit in this item? And if I do reach that goal, will I still want to wear this item? Is it still something that style-wise I like? Or if my body's a different shape, I usually like different cuts of things. So I always take that into consideration as well.
Okay.
And it's also, would you rather just have the empty space in your closet to see,
what
other
I do
items?
have,
Yeah.
what do fit, and
And again, there's no right or wrong. It's just choices and what works best for your
you.
system. Yeah.
Which goes back to our book.
Yeah.
What works best for you? Like, there's no shame and blame, but when you said that, I was like, I need to probably let go of that dress.
Well, I mean, how many black tops do I really need? Like, I'm going to go to
12.
the same one.
No, I'm kidding. No, you don't need 12.
I'm going to keep going to the same ones, and I'm going to do laundry
Yep.
before I get back to those. So, yeah.
Okay. I am going home and donating this dress. Thank you.
And that's, again, another example that can be used for children or adults. And again, it's just really having that check-in. Maybe it's monthly, maybe it's seasonally,
Yep. Yep.
How much have I used this? Because there's also items I have. So I used to store like my turkey platter and things like that I would just use once a year. I would store them in my kitchen, and they're up high and they're out of the way, but it's still like there, and I never use it. And I'd rather just have that space to make it easier to access my other items. So I started storing it out in my garage with my seasonal decor. And so that way I know it's kind of just like my kids' books. Like I said, the seasonal books, when I bring them out, it's new and it's fresh, and then it's new and it's fresh for me whenever I bring that out. So I bring out the fall.
And I've done that with like the seasonal decor. Like I have my fall decor and I have my Christmas decor. And that's all the decor I have. But I have like platters and plates that go in that same storage box for fall things. But I love that you think, that turkey roasting pan that you use once a year. That's actually pretty genius, so that you do have more space in your kitchen for the things that you are using.
Because it's a big
every
pan.
Day.
It's big platters. It's, And so I'll keep out the things that I use all year. And what I tend to do, several years ago, I switched over to have everything be white. So I have white plates, white bowls, white platters, white serving dishes.
Simple.
Keeping it simple, it can all mix and match really easily. But if there's something that is very like seasonally specific, again, I pack that up, and then I don't have to mentally have that space there. Because then if I tell someone, if I'm having another party in the middle of summer, I can say, hey, go grab a platter out of there, and they're not having to sort through other things. They can just grab and go.
I like that.
So that's a couple tricks.
I love those tricks. And it's so good to have these reminders of these tricks and strategies and tips, because it gets overwhelming in life. Like, things just kind of pile up sometimes, and you have to like step back and take a breather and be reminded of some of the things that have been helpful.
And I think it's also okay too, just to throw this in there for Christmas, if you do have so many things and you feel overwhelmed as the parent, the kid is also going to feel overwhelmed, right?
Completely.
So I think it is okay. We've done this in the past where it's like, hey, we're going to stop and take a break, and let's have lunch, or let's take a step back, clean things up, and then go in for another round. But sometimes it's like, hey, for round two, we'll just take some of these away, and then you can, adjust as the day unfolds, depending on how
everyone's tolerance.
Yes.
And energy levels.
Yes.
I love this. Well, and I think that, again, role modeling for your kids, but also, creating some really helpful habits when they're younger, of one, making sure that we're making space for things, making sure everything has a home in your home, not just it kind of like gets shoved in a corner or gets like pushed away under the bed. When we do that, it creates a little more calm in the chaos that can be the holiday season, and it creates some really good habits of how to make sure that we're appreciating things, but also passing things along once we've appreciated them enough.
And one more tip before we go. I do think, I'm not the best at this, but the times I have done it has been really helpful. Anytime I have my kids write a thank you note, or have my kids do like just a list, it's like, hey, let's write down all the things you got. Then they're mentally saying, oh, I got this, and then they're able to physically see, not only what they got, but it's like, oh my goodness, like this person gave me these things, and I'm so appreciative. And really just be able to take a second to reflect on like how grateful they should be. I'm going to use the S word. They should be.
How grateful they are.
How grateful we hope them to be.
Feel.
Yes. but trying to, push that gratitude and not entitlement and say, like you're going to get this every year, but let's appreciate what we do have, because not everybody has the same experience. So
very, very true. I like that. And not just like, oh, thanks, Grandma, thanks, Dad, but really like, wow, look at all the things that I was gifted this year and how fortunate I am to have these things in my home and to enjoy this. I think that's really great.
So we hope this has helped you and your children.
And me.
And navigate the holidays and kind of what to do with all those new things that are coming into your home. If you have other strategies, we'd love to hear them. Again, this is all very community-based. We want to share. We're all learning, and everybody has great insights and input. So please share below. Like us and follow us. Subscribe. If you think this podcast will be helpful to someone else before the holiday season, please share it with them. And then you can always pick up our book and learn strategies for how to really declutter all the new things coming in and all the things in your home to make space for what functions and feels good for you. So, till next time, happy holidays, and we'll see you later.